Alright guys, welcome back to another fanfiction idea, and this one's going to be a fun one because I haven't really talked about this one in a while. Well, one of the items here. And that is, as you can see, Alien vs. Predator vs. Invader Zim. I kind of thought it was kind of a spur-of-the-moment kind of crossover, and I was like, you know what, screw it, let's have some fun with this one. Like, let's have some legit fun with this crossover, and let's just do something completely just off-the-wall, out-of-pocket kind of story. So this story basically is starts off with Zim discovering a ship, not like kind of floating by, sending a distress signal out, and he's like, "Huh, that's odd. It's not an Irken ship, but it'd be kind of cool to get to pilfer through and maybe have some technology to destroy that dib." So Zim and Gur fly off to this ship, but the thing is that they're not the only ones who've picked up the distress beacon as well. Turns out Dib, who was checking out late night alien communication. He also heard the distress signal and was like, "If I heard it, then no doubt Zim heard it too." If Zim must have heard this too, and he's probably on his way to get whatever it is off that ship, and probably like either take the passengers or take their weapons or whatever. Either way, it can't be good. So he takes Tack's ship and goes up into space after them. So the two, both Dib and Zim, discover that the ship in question that's been floating by is this damaged carrier ship that was hauling some very interesting cargo of the xenomorph variety. So Zim, Dib, and Gur, along with Gaz, who also tagged along for the ride, basically are going through this damaged ship until, they discover it's already getting the walls are getting more organic, and something has blown out of this one person's chest, and they're like, "What? What is that?" And Zim's already like, "Gotta go," because he immediately he immediately knows what's going on. The moment he sees the corpse hanging from the wall and the egg, he's already like, "I gotta go." So as they're scurrying, as Zim takes off, that's when a xenomorph warrior shows up, chases everyone off the ship. They all take off, and they're like, "Holy crap, that was terrifying. Well, we don't have to worry about that anymore. That was an adventure. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Good thing we are done with that." And it turns out Gur kind of took some eggs with him he basically found some eggs, and he was like, "Look what I found! Gur, do you know what those are? Those are xenomorph eggs, one of the most dangerous species on the planet." And he's like, "I was gonna make omelets with them." "Gur, get rid of those eggs." "But I want my omelets." So, as you can expect, the eggs hatch. But the thing is that Zim doesn't really have any fear of them, because Irken physiology makes them unusable hosts for facehuggers. But he does, the moment they hatch and start skittering around, and it's about Gur took about 5 of them, and so he's got 5 facehuggers just skittering around on the floor, and then he captures them, and he's like, "I have an idea." So what Zim does is randomly kidnap people and facehug them and get them facehugged, thus leading them to be to get chest busters. But then Zim's whole thing is that he wants them to be the first of his xenomorph army. The Irkens always experimented with the idea of having xenomorphs as weapons, as bioweapons. See, it's not just Earth, it's other races. But the xenomorphs were so fucking unruly that the test was just kind of pushed to the side. We don't want to do this. This is probably not a good idea. So what happens is that Zim wants to bring back that plan, and he wants to start testing out with these xenomorphs, of making them the first of his new soldiers. At the same time, another ship who's late to the party shows up, and that's a Yautja warrior who is following the ship, and actually the one who damaged it, because it turns out that ship stole from the Yautja clan. Those eggs were meant for them to plant on a planet so they could be hunted. So this Yautja was like the ship, which were a bunch of pirates, raided it, stole some of the eggs, and took off. And the Yautja, one of the Yautjas got in his ship and chased after it and fired on it. But now he's like looking at the ship and it's like, ugh. Kills some of the xenomorphs he had on there and discovers that there was an Urkin ship on there too, and follows its trajectory, and it's back to Earth. So the Predator goes down to Earth and actually follows what he thinks is a Zim's base, but really it's Dib's, because he was following Tack's ship, the trajectory of Tack's ship. And when he gets there, he like lands, and he's like, oh, Dib's immediately like, oh my god, an alien, another alien, a way scarier one than Zim. And the Predator like grabs him, and he's like, "You're not worth it," and just is about to leave. He's like, "Wait, you're here for the aliens, right? That Zim, that you're here for the other aliens, not Zim. But you must be here for them. I know where Zim lives. Maybe we could have an alliance between an alien and a human. When our bonds will be tested, but we will be great." And the Predator's already like walking away. And he's like, wait a minute, I can show you where Zim is. So the Predator and Dib break into Zim's house. Like, the Predator just flights his way through, like, the gnomes and whatnot. And at this point, Zim's already using, like, shock collars on the xenomorphs to make him obey them. And that's when the Yautja warrior shows up, and he's already like, I am going to fucking kill all of you. And that's when the xenomorphs, when Zim 6 is xenomorphs, he's like, my children, the time to feed is now, go. So the Predator takes on the xenomorphs in this fight, while Dib and Zim just have their own fist fight, while at the same time Gur is making his own omelets, and he's like, I love to watch, and I love making omelets. So the fight just drags on, and the fight is just going on, and the Predator is fighting 1-on-5 xenomorphs. It's he's like, I kind of imagine this xenomorph, even though I hate that movie, is like the Predator we saw from AVP Requiem. Like, it's just that lone veteran badass taking on 5 xenomorphs at once. He's still getting, messed up a bit, but what happens is during the fight, one of the xenomorphs knocks off the Predator's control panel, and it lands in front of Gur, who thinks it's a video game, and he's like, I'm winning, and he's activated the self-destruct, and the Predator's like, oh, fuck, and immediately starts taking off. The xenomorphs are like, eh? And Gur blows up Zim's base for the umpteenth time. So the Predator leaves, takes it, he's just like, fucking hate this planet, and it just shoots off, and Gur, Dib, and Zim all like crawl out of the rubble like, you're a jerk, Zim. Shut up. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much my Alien vs. Predator vs. Invader Zim crossover. You guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of it? Like I said, it was like a spur-of-the-moment kind of fun crossover. I hadn't done anything with Invader Zim in a bit, so I was like, you know what? Let's have a fun Alien vs. Predator story, and have Invader Zim in it. So there you go. So just comment below, let me know what you guys thought of it. And as always, if you haven't already, hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time.